This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where I received and processed their notice between January 9th and January 15th. Now, before I ask you to like, share, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel, you're probably wondering, why do you share this information week after week, every Monday at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? Well, I'm glad you asked. It was many years ago. I was getting ready to purchase a piece of property. I was super excited. I had found the property that I wanted to purchase. I had did all my inspections, removed all my contingencies. I go and sign my loan documents. And if you've ever purchased a piece of property, you know when you sign loan documents, there's not a rescission period. Unlike refinancing, right? You got 3 days to read over the paperwork, decide that you want to back out, and that's fine. But at this time, I'm purchasing a property, sign loan documents, I go back to work, and hours later, I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. No warning or anything. You can only imagine what was going on in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, I just signed loan documents. I can't buy this property. I don't have a job. Like, how am I gonna pay the mortgage? Oh, and my head was spinning. I quickly got on the phone, called my mortgage broker at the time, called my real estate broker at the time and said, look, I don't have a job. You guys, the loan can't fund. I faxed them over the paperwork saying, look, my services is no longer needed. Yes, I said fax. That probably tells you how long ago it was. It was a very long time because now we primarily email everything, but I literally had to get on the phone and fax some information over. And so thankfully, I was able to unravel the transaction, but I lost money in the process. So I lost my down payment. I lost the money I paid for appraisal fee, for home inspection fee, for termite or pest inspection fee. Like, I didn't get that money back. Okay. So there's two main reasons why I share this information. One is, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? Would you not go on that lavish vacation or not go on that shopping spree, not buy that new house or new car? Would you refinance, redo your budget, start aggressively saving? Like, what would you do? Would you dust off your resume, update it, put some fillers out there and send them out to see if any other companies in your field are hiring? Would you start that new business? Like, what would you do differently if there was a slim possibility that you might get laid off? Well, that's one of the reasons why I share this information, because I don't want you to be stuck like me and just be totally surprised. Okay. So I share this information week after week for that. The second reason why I share it is, I want you to know you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. Like, I literally have been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each month, right? So whether you experience a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, and in California, what we're dealing with, California is burning. If you have experienced a loss of income due to you losing your job, not because of a layoff, but because of a natural disaster, there are programs available. But this is the deal. They're not automatic. Your lending institution is not going to knock down your door and force you to take help. They will most likely, if you're in a geographical location, many good and outstanding lenders from a standpoint of caring for their customers, they'll send an email out, maybe send a text out and say, hey, we're here to help you, but they're not going to force you to take their help. Okay. So I want you to know that there's temporary options like, forbearance plan or repayment plan. There's more permanent options like maybe refinancing or loan modification. There's temporary options also like a forbearance plan. So I want you to know there are options available. You don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job. And if you're saying, like, Lacy, I don't need to hear that list. I already know I'm getting laid off, or I've experienced a loss of income. I lost my husband. I'm a part of the victims that lost their home due to the natural disaster in California or any other part of the world, the best way to reach out to me is to give me a call. 714-914-7254. Again, that's 714-914-7254. You certainly can visit me at modifymenow.com just to kind of see some work that I've done and just see work that I've done, how I've helped others. But the best way to get a hold of me, literally call or text me at 714-914-7254. I'm absolutely here to help you today, forever, and always. But before I share with you the list, let me share with you what I was able to help a client achieve. They had experienced a loss of income, and I was able to help them modify their mortgage. So if you can see my screen here, their original mortgage payment was $2,208.77. This was interest only, okay? Interest only. They had an adjustable rate mortgage at 3.424. That wasn't even the max rate, so it was steady going up. And their payment without principal, without taxes, and without insurance was 2208.77. Okay, I was able to come in, modify their mortgage, and I got it down, and the mortgage payment ended up including principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So I was able to get their mortgage payment at $1,906.36. Okay. That included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and I got them a fixed rate mortgage at 4.25%. I literally saved them because their previous payment was a little over $2,200. It did not include principal, taxes, or insurance. I literally saved them $526.53 a month on their mortgage. Okay. And so just wanted to share, that's the kind of work that this girl does over here for her clients. So you need help, any type of help, mortgage, real estate related, I am here to help you. I'm also a great source of information, especially for fire victims concerning insurance, because I do have my insurance license. Okay. So, let's get started. Again, this information is California companies where we received and processed their notice between January 9th and January 15th. Remember, I let you know the date the company is laying off. Of course, the name of the company. I let you know if the closure is permanent, if it's a temporary layoff, if it's a permanent layoff. I let you know how many, and then of course I give you the address. Now, unfortunately, I don't know the individuals that is in that number, but at least you're not caught off guard. And if you follow me, you can have this information. One big tip I want to give you, if this is your first time watching this video, I give you the companies in alphabetical order. So let's say I get to P and you're like, my company started with the letter G, and I've already skipped that letter. You may want to look at a couple of recent previous videos, because maybe if you felt like you heard whispers, I may have mentioned that company in an earlier video, because we received that information a lot sooner than this week. Okay, so make sure you do that. So let's get started. One company is too many, but we have 24 entries. Doesn't mean it's 24 different companies, because I do have a couple of companies here. They have multiple locations and they're laying off at multiple locations, right? But we have 24 entries. I'm going to get started. Again, this is going to be in alphabetical order. And I'm going to give you the date, the name of the company, the status of the layoff, whether they're closing or laying off permanently or temporarily, and how many, and the exact location. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. Okay. March 9th, Amazon closing permanently, laying off 10 people at 22001 Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills. You have March 15th, Columbus Manufacturing, also known as, it's a subsidiary of Hormel Foods Corporation. They're laying off 125 people at 30977 San Antonio Street in Hayward. March 10th, Draeger's Supermarkets is closing permanently, laying off 71 people at 222 East 4th Street in San Mateo. You have March 10th, Guitar Center is closing permanently, laying off 43 people at 10831 West Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles. March 10th, Guitar Center closing permanently, laying off 19 people at 6910 Auto Mall Parkway in Gilroy. March 10th, IGM Biosciences, Inc. is laying off permanently 100 people at 325 East Middlefield Road in Mountain View. The next few entries, I think it's about 6 of them or so. Yeah, I think it's 6, is Macy's. Macy's is laying off multiple locations. So Macy's on March 18th is closing permanently, laying off 94 people at 200 New Park Mall in Newark. March 18th, Macy's is closing permanently, laying off 98 people at 750 West 7th Street in Los Angeles. March 18th, Macy's closing permanently, laying off 93 people at 300 Westminster Mall in Westminster. March 18th, Macy's closing permanently, laying off 71 people at 414 K Street in Sacramento. March 18th, Macy's is closing permanently, laying off 61 people at 6,000 Sunrise Mall in Citrus Heights. And March 18th, Macy's closing permanently, laying off 53 people at 1400 Redwood Highway in Corte Madera. March 11th, Mama Management USA is closing permanently, laying off 89 people at 6500 Selma Avenue in Los Angeles. March 17th, Medical Manufacturing Technologies / Interface Catheter Solutions is closing permanently, laying off 15 people at 27752 El Lazo Road in Laguna Niguel. March 14th, Motor Trend Group laying off permanently 70 people at 2004 East Park Place, Unit K in El Segundo. April 1st, Ortho Organizers, Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 69 people at 1822 Ashton Avenue in Carlsbad. You have April 11th, Owens Valley Career Development Centers laying off permanently 4 people at 37190 Jose Basin Road in Aubrey. March 16th, Placer Labs is laying off permanently 34 people at 440 North Barranca Avenue, number 1277 in Covina. You have March 10th, Qualcomm Incorporated laying off permanently 50 people at 5775 Morehouse Drive in San Diego. You have March 8th, Republic National Distributing Company is laying off permanently 60 people at 5100 Franklin Drive in Pleasanton. You have February 26th, Rite Aid closing permanently, laying off 16 people at 6091 Meridian Avenue in San Jose. February 22nd, Safeway is laying off permanently 18 people at 5918 Stone Ridge Mall Road in Pleasanton. And then February 22nd, Safeway Inc. laying off permanently 138 people at 1115 Dublin Canyon Road in Pleasanton. You have March 31st, Summit Interconnect closing permanently, laying off 74 people, 3506 Westlake Center Drive, number A in Santa Ana. So that's the end of this week's list of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we received and processed their notice between January 9th and January 15th. Now, remember, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, and or natural disaster, You don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. I literally been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each and every month. Okay. So for all your mortgage and real estate needs, I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com, or better yet, pick up that phone, call me, text me at 714-914-7254. I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.